Alright, man, what's good, YouTube? Trizzy Gang in the hood. Trizzy Gang, what's good, family? Listen, I am a few days late to this video. Shout out to Patrick CC, but I definitely wanted to check this one out. I gotta get back onto Patrick CC videos because his videos are very informative, very well documented, just very overall good. You know what I'm saying? But this topic has low-key went under the radar already, bro. I don't know how Shannon did it, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? This was a big topic about, I want to say a month ago at this point. Shannon Freaky Sharpe, who I fuck with. I watch Nightcap and everything. I watch Club Shay Shay. I watch it all. I fuck with Shannon Sharpe, bro. My nigga is funny as shit. But he got caught up, you know what I'm saying, fucking with a 19-year-old at the time. I think she was. She might be like my age now, 22. And my nigga's like 60. Which is, I'm be real, it's nasty work. You know what I'm saying? It's not illegal, but it's nasty work, bro. Why is you fucking on a girl who can't even drink yet? Like, at your grown age, bro, you fucking with a girl who can't even drink yet, my nigga? What the fuck? I don't care how much money I get, bro. I would never fuck with a girl. Bro, I cannot be 50-something years old fucking with a 19-year-old, bro. Even now, bro, me being 22 years old, bro, I cannot fuck with an 18-year-old. Because I'm just trying to do more of an age gap. 19 is probably the limit I would go to right now, me being 22. Even then, that's really pushing. You got to really be like a mature-ass 19-year-old for me to fuck with you. But that's like me fucking with a 17-year-old right now, bro. You know how fucking weird that even is, bro? And you 55, nigga. However old you is, nigga. You old ass fuck, bro. But we gonna check this out. We got freaky podcaster was warned this would happen. He was. I forgot her name. Shout out to Auntie, Grandma. You know what I'm saying? She warned him. I forgot her name, but without further ado, man, if you new, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified when I post a new video. I don't know why I'm stuttering, y'all. I'm tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Your boy was helping somebody move last night. Nigga, I'm gone. But we not going. The grind don't stop, bro. Let's check it out.
1 year before Shannon Sharpe was sued for violent sexual assault,
crazy.
He was warned by one of his podcast guests to stop pursuing girls that were 30 years younger than him.
30 years.
You're trying to hang out with these young and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
Even Lil Yachty was apprehensive of Shannon's mentality towards younger women.
Y'all get to a certain age and you still like them young. You like You like the same age girls I like.
Okay, yeah. No, nigga, you talking about some yeah. No, nigga, that's weird. That's weird, bro. The fact that there's a 30-year age difference, bro, that can be somebody's whole mom, bro. Like, that could be somebody's whole, bro, adulthood in between the years of you and the person you're fucking, bro. And you talking about, look, if you gonna just be fucking and not want to be settled down and shit, at least fuck with somebody who's like 30, 40, bro. At least. Now you going for the teens? The 20s? Nigga, what's wrong with you? Like, I'm telling y'all about folks get too much money and just get too freaky. Shout out to Diddy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Diddy. Like, I gotta shout you out on that one because you one of them. You one of them, bro. Not saying Shannon Sharpe is Diddy, but like,
but my eyesight's still young.
Shannon,
that's crazy.
Who was 56 years old, never shied away from letting everyone know that he was interested in women who were younger than his daughter.
Kendrick's line never been more clear. Free ass nigga, 69, God, for real.
Daughters.
Everybody always talk about date your age. Well, I want to date my wage.
To no surprise, Shannon's reckless behavior got him in some major legal trouble, as he is now being sued for $50 million by a 19-year-old who claims that he R-worded her, and the evidence against him does not look good. However, there are some suspicious details surrounding this case that have people wondering if it could be a setup.
I do think it's a cap. I think it's a cap. I do think it is cap, though, just because the girl was, you know what I'm saying, fucking with him for some time, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I can never take a nigga R-wording a female when you've been dating them. Or, you know what I'm saying? In their terms, let's be real, they were dating. If it's more than a year that you're fucking with somebody, and, like, that's your person, I wouldn't consider it raping them. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't. Now, context is everything. So, like, if, you know what I'm saying, y'all into it or something, get into a fight, and she don't want to do nothing, and you forcing yourself to do something, that is still rape, bro. That is still rape. So context is everything, but I do feel like it is a setup for sure. I do. I feel like they had some type of falling out, and then all of a sudden she's coming with this shit. That's what I do feel.
The lawyer that is representing the victim was the same one who took down Diddy, attempted to take down Jay-Z for crimes, as well as the fact that Shannon Sharpe was just about to sign a deal that would secure him generational wealth. And somehow, these aren't even the craziest conspiracies, which has resulted in Shannon receiving a ton of support from fans, letting them know that they are on his side. Today, we are going to clearly break down the entire story, the evidence Shannon provided to defend himself, as well as the
I want to be abused, daddy? See, it's shit like, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's shit like that, bro. It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that that makes me realize, like, I just can't, like, go off of her coming out saying that. Like, I'm just not. I just can't. I seen some of the stuff she was saying.
Conspiracies surrounding the case of Shannon Sharpe versus OF model Gabriela Zuniga. Celebrities have been using their fame to cover up bad behavior for decades. OF model Gabriela Zuniga. Celebrities have been using their fame to cover up bad behavior for decades, but at the same time, being famous also makes you a target. When you've got money and a platform, there's always going to be someone looking to take advantage of that. And while every situation should be looked into carefully, once the allegations start stacking up, it gets hard to tell if this is an obvious pattern of bad behavior or people looking for a payday. In light of the new allegations, countless media outlets resurfaced a 2010 restraining order that Shannon Sharpe's ex-girlfriend filed when she accused him of R-wording her, then threatening her if she ever told anyone. Michelle Bundy Evans met Shannon Sharpe while working as a TV sports reporter in 2002. We met in the press room at the Broncos in April of 2002, but we didn't start dating until we met at the Club Blue 67 in Denver. He started pursuing me heavily. I resisted for a while because I was a reporter and I didn't want to mix the two, but he's very charming. At that point, Shannon was near the end of his football career. He spent 14 seasons in the league, mostly with the Denver Broncos, where he helped deliver back-to-back Super Bowl wins in the late 90s. Then he got a third championship with the Baltimore Ravens in 2000. But Shannon's legacy did not stop on the field. He had something else that made him great, natural charisma, which made it easy for him to eventually transition into sports broadcasting. Michelle said that her and Shannon had a relatively open relationship and were constantly crossing paths in the workplace since they worked in the same industry. She says they dated for a decade until 2010 when it all came crashing down. Problems arose when Shannon told Michelle to separate from a man who later became her husband.
Wait, hold on. Her name was Michelle? So this nigga just has a thing for the females named Michelle, or was that who he was giving the dick to on motherfucking Instagram Live? That's my Michelle. You go, Michelle. I love it when you do it like that, Michelle. Now that was kind of Diddy-ish. Oh yeah, Michelle. Oh yeah.
The argument was that he had removed one girl from his house.
Hey, no disrespect, man.
House and didn't tell me. He had asked me to break up with my husband at the time. We were just dating, so I was dating Shannon and my husband at the same time. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah, I gotta make sure my Patreon video got uploaded. Hold on, I'll be right back. All right, we back, y'all.
You want me to be with just you, but you want to move somebody into your house and not even tell me? So that's what it stemmed from. He's not a faithful person, so I wasn't going to be faithful to a non-faithful person. It just doesn't work that way. Not for me anyway. It was the biggest argument that we ever got in. He was controlling, he was domineering, he was manhandling me, and he wanted to have sex, and I told him no. I told him no, because you gave it to somebody else. I didn't only tell him no, I told him why. He wouldn't take no for an answer.
The reporter then asked Michelle a question that many victims get when they choose not to go to the police immediately.
Why didn't you file a police report when he raped you?
Because I was scared for my life. He said he would use it, everybody he knows, and he knows lots of police officers. So I didn't know that if I went down there, that would be one of the people that he knows.
Michelle claimed that Shannon continuously threatened her.
It don't really, in my opinion, I don't like when females say that, because it don't really matter when somebody, when a nigga will send you another threat like that, like, I would destroy your life pretty much, like, bro, still go say something. If it happened to you, it happened to you. Don't stay quiet, bro. I'm telling you, if anything, not even saying rape, but like, if anything happened to me that, like, bro, somebody then threatened me, if you say anything about it, your life will be over, bro. I'm still saying something, bro. You're not scaring me by saying that, bro. I'm still gonna tell on your ass. No cap.
He said he was going to destroy me, and he was going to kill me, and he told me he was watching me. In fear, Michelle filed a temporary restraining order against him, which forced him to step away from his role on CBS's NFL Today.
CBS sports analyst and former NFL tight end Shannon Sharpe took a, quote, leave of absence after accusations surfaced that he had allegedly and threatened to kill a woman.
So it's the second time?
Documents obtained by Sports by Brooks. Sharpe's accuser claimed that the renowned tight end, quote, forced her to have sex with him, threatens her life, and, quote, places her under surveillance and calls to say he is watching her.
After Sharpe took a leave of absence, Michelle claims that a strange man showed up to her door and intimidated her, so she dropped the restraining order. Shannon returned to CBS after the restraining order was dismissed and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame 1 year later. It's important to consider that the information you just learned about this lawsuit was relatively unknown in 2010. It's much more common for controversies, allegations, and lawsuits to get swept under the rug because there weren't as many people online demanding justice and holding alleged perpetrators accountable. Shannon weathered the storm, stayed quiet, and it just kind of went away for 13.
Bro, this nigga Shannon done had the craziest, like, facial hair experience on earth, bro. What is this facial hair experiment, bro? Why this nigga got hair under his lip but no facial hair on the sides, no goatee, no, not even a mustache. Still to this day, my nigga got no mustache, no side facial hair, no goatee, just the shit under. Like, I got that shit too, but like, my nigga, that's all you got? That's all you can grow? Have we ever seen Shannon with hair more than this? This gotta be by far the craziest facial hair experiment I've seen on earth, bro. Does anybody else have this shit, bro?
Years until Michelle filed another lawsuit against Shannon in 2023 alleging defamation, libel, slander, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Evans claimed that Shannon has repeatedly referenced their legal disputes on television and other public platforms, which she says has caused significant harm to her reputation. However, I could not find anything that proves that Shannon has talked about her on television. Michelle's lawsuit in 2023 got even less attention from the media than the 2010 restraining order. Therefore, this interview with The Sun is Michelle's third attempt to get justice for the R word that she claims occurred. And finally, after 15 years, Shannon's counsel has responded to Michelle. It should be of no surprise that when someone famous is in the news, all sorts of people crawl out of the woodwork to share their connection to that person in an attempt to profit from that alleged relationship. This is exactly what is happening to Shannon Sharpe, and the resurrection of the case involving Michelle Evans is a perfect example. Sadly, Miss Evans became obsessed with Shannon and decided to manufacture a claim against him. When she could not find a lawyer to pursue her outrageous story, she filed a civil complaint on her own that is completely devoid of merit. The fact is that Shannon has had no contact with this person for many years, and it is our understanding that she is still on probation after serving 3 years in prison for trying to kill her husband so that she could hopefully pursue a relationship with Shannon.
What?
As far as I can tell, Michelle is no longer pursuing Shannon legally, but media outlets are getting her side of this story today to either 1. Exploit the situation for profit, or 2. Report on a potential victim whose story was swept under the rug for 15 years. There was also another assault allegation brought up against Shannon that was allegedly kept quiet for many years.
Another?
Ryan Glass-Steagall of FrontOfficeSports.com put out a report that accused Shannon of choking a female production assistant in the workplace during his time at Fox Sports. Glass-Steagall used 2 different sources in support of his accusations, saying,
"Now, Shannon, they do have evidence of you just saying to girl, the OF girl, that I'm gonna choke the shit out of you. You did just say that." They trying to take my nigga down like Diddy, no cap.
That one source said Sharpe and Fox settled with the accuser for several $1,000s. No lawsuit was filed. However, a representative for Sharpe came forward and denied any prior altercation. There was no incident of choking involving Shannon on the FS1 set. On one occasion, he and a few colleagues were involved in some light physical interaction in a playful context. Fox Sports later chose to resolve the matter privately. Although they claimed it wasn't serious, it does seem there is some truth here, or else they would have outright denied nothing happened whatsoever. But this is common whenever a celebrity is under fire. Allegations arise from their past where all of a sudden anonymous sources start remembering bad behavior. And whether they are true or not, there's no doubt that Michelle's story and others are receiving attention because of the most recent lawsuit between Shannon Sharpe and Jane Doe, whose real name was later revealed to be Gabriella Zuniga, an OnlyFans model that filed a $50 million civil lawsuit against Sharpe, accusing him of sexual assault and battery. Now, almost all of the information regarding this lawsuit was released to the public in the matter of
So she don't even want him in prison, she just want his bread? That's the thing about it, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what makes it so iffy. Like, some of these people don't even want the nigga in jail. They just want, like, they don't want to gather enough evidence to put him in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cassie, she got her money, but she still want that nigga in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man.
48 hours, and all of it was extremely disorganized, out of context, and confusing, truthfully, for the betterment of both parties. So I'm going to do my best to puzzle piece this together in chronological order, because I believe dates are extremely important to consider here. According to her lawsuit, the two met in 2023 at a gym in Los Angeles. Gabriella claimed that Sharpe had been watching her during workouts and eventually approached her. At the time, she said she was just 19 and didn't even know who he was, just that he was another older man paying a little too much attention at the gym. She said that after repeatedly asking, he convinced her to give him her phone number. Over the next few weeks, Shannon Sharpe allegedly pursued Gabriella relentlessly. According to her, he kept approaching her at the gym and repeatedly calling and texting her, asking to meet up. She says he didn't take no for an answer, and eventually she agreed to see him outside the gym. But before they met in person, Shannon reportedly insisted she signed—
See, that's the problem. Y'all females would say, like, a nigga won't take no for an answer, but then still go link with him. Like, what? I'm gonna be real with y'all, bro. Like, that's like me right now trying to hit up a girl on my phone, talk about something. Hey, you trying to link or whatever? I think you beautiful, all this, all that. She says, nah, I'm not really like trying to see nobody right now. And every single day I'm still hitting her up and shit. And eventually she says, all right, we can go out. Nigga, what? Why are you giving it up then? Why are you giving up the fact that you letting a dude link with you? Why are you giving that up? That's the part I don't understand. I don't understand why you females would do that shit. Why? Like, I get sometimes you just want to give somebody a chance. But like, clearly you was ignoring my nigga in the first place for a reason. I don't get it.
In a non-disclosure agreement, Gabby found that off-putting and refused, even after he kept pushing. He eventually dropped it and invited her to his house. However, Shannon and his legal team released text messages that seem to contradict Gabby's claims of how she felt towards him in 2023. In March of 2023, which is just 2 months after they met, Gabby sent him a message with an image of a woman wearing bondage ropes with the words, "Tie me up like this and F me," to which Shannon replies, "If I knew how to, I would." She said, "It's okay, I have handcuffs. We can stick to those for now." They went back and forth exchanging kinky messages when she referred back to the photo of the woman tied up and said, "I want to be in that position right now," to which he replied, "It's too late right now." This message was sent at 11 p.m. Shannon was likely tired and getting ready to go to sleep, but it seems like the 19-year-old Gabby was in the mood. Ironically, this is exactly what Monique said would happen to Shannon.
When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her like, "Listen, I need you want some money to go to Star because I can't go no further." But if you get your older girl, when you get to that 4th round, she's gonna say, "Hold on, let me go get you some eggs and cheese and some toast with apple."
Shannon laughing like that because he knows he already experienced it. This has to be after the fact that after 2023 for sure.
And I know that's supposed to be funny, but that's actually prophetic. It's wild. Another text message from late 2023 was released where Gabby wrote, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it while you're effing me." The two also talked about Gabby's desire.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I know like a lot of y'all niggas be wanting this shit, but sometimes, bro, I just need me a boring bitch while I'm having sex, man. I don't need somebody who this freaky, bro. Like, I just couldn't do it. It's too much for me, bro. I like my shit simple, bro. All this freaky, kinky shit, bro. Say, get that to the weirdos, bro. I know a lot of y'all want to experience with shit, bro, but, like, me personally, man, like, nigga, I like shit simple, bro. This is too much for me. It's too much fantasies going around, bro. Like, I don't know, man. When you start getting to territory like this with a female, that's when I feel like it gets dangerous, man. Like, and that's why I'm forever gonna be a boring nigga in the bed, bro. We can still go crazy, but I'm not doing all this extra shit, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. This ain't 50 Shades of Grey, nigga.
Have a baby with Shannon, including her allegedly writing, "Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then you can do whatever you want to me."
Why on earth, you as a black man, are you fucking a female who's telling you to put some baby gravy in you? Nigga, what? Baby gravy? Baby gravy. Baby gravy. Nigga, do you know how scared I'd be to fuck with a girl that says some shit like that to me, bro? You too wild. You too crazy. You too freaky. You the female Diddy. You saying shit like that, bro. You the female Diddy. Your big black baby. Man.
And I literally ate so much food, I look like I'm pregnant with your big black baby. Sharpe responded.
And why is she saying your? And why is she saying black? She could have just said, I literally ate so much food, right? Bro, like, I look like I'm pregnant with our, I don't even want to say big, with our fucking baby. Man, let me stop pausing.
If I still F with you around my birthday in 24, you can IUD out. Essentially saying if they are still together in 7 months from when this message was sent, then she could stop taking her birth control and they will have a child together. To which she replied, "LOL, you're stuck with me for life. You're not going anywhere, babe." Reminder.
Keep that in mind, y'all. To the end of this all, bro. Not this video, but to the end of this whole entire thing, bro. I told y'all, she could just be hurt that the nigga don't want her no more. And she when a girl says you're stuck with me for life, nigga, if you leave her and she don't leave you, if you leave her, you're fucked, nigga. You're done. You're done. I promise you, you're done. They gonna do whatever it takes to ruin your life, bro. If you leave a female after she said you're not going nowhere, you're done. And she means it, not just on some like lovey-dovey on you're not going nowhere, I love you, you're mine forever. No, she means that shit. She saying shit like black baby, big black baby, baby gravy. You're fucked, nigga. You're done. You're cooked. And that's what you are, Shannon. You're fucking cooked. You're done, bro. You should have seen the signs, bro. I'm telling you. If I'm, bro, I can't, like, imagine me, bro. I'm trying to think, bro, if I'm hard, nigga, and a girl texts me that type of shit, and I'm reading it, like, nigga, I'm gonna instantly start shrinking shit. My shit gonna start shrinking, nigga. I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You gonna start weirding me out, bro. You start creeping me out and shit, nigga. How do you even stay hard if somebody texting you shit like that, bro? Like, that's the old shit, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all.
That Gabby claims in her lawsuit that around this time, their relationship was rocky and on and off. She says everything was always on his terms, when they saw each other, how often, and what their relationship looked like. At first, he could be sweet and affectionate, but over time, she says his behavior changed. He became more dishonest and emotionally volatile. However, Shannon's evidence shows that they were both constantly sharing freaky messages.
Then she says, I want to put my tongue in your asshole.
What?
She was using her tongue like a bidet. She was a serial booty eater, a fecal matter muncher.
Gabby said she wanted some, quote, hard...
Man, you do what you want to do as a person, man. But Shannon, dog, you was getting your shit ate. You was getting your shit ate, bro. You was getting your ass ate, bro. I know there's plenty of men out there that be doing that shit, man. How? How, nigga? Nigga, my girl ever try to slap my ass, nigga, I instantly, like, get on some, like, motherfucker, I'm about to fight you type shit, and instantly slap her hand down. Instantly. Or I put my arm there when she's trying to aim for it to hit, to guard up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all niggas be getting your ass ate, bro.
Hardcore BDSM action. Shannon replied, matching her energy.
And Shannon says, that's chocolate daddies. That's chocolate daddies / I'm the only one f***ing that and getting his ass ate. We all knew, come on, we all knew Shannon was into...
Gabby continuously brought up the idea.
Man, I didn't think Shannon was getting his ass
text that said, I can't wait to have a black baby. Shannon replied, I want to F. If I was 38, I would definitely impregnate you. As she continued to press the conversation about having a baby, Shannon said, Gabby, you and I both know you don't want a baby. She replied, you're the one that has a breeding kink, and I mean, I only want a baby if it's from you. I think I'd be a good mom. She continued, I've always wanted a black baby. I want you to put a big black baby inside me. There are droves more text messages released where Gabby brought up the fact that she wanted a baby. Some people interpret this as nothing more than kinky talk. Some think it is a weird fetish or entrapment trying to be set for life off of Shannon's money, and others see this as a young girl who actually desperately wants to have a child with a man who...
Bro, it's not even about her wanting a child. She wants a black baby. The fact that she's pointing out, I want a black baby so bad, that is a... Bro, that has to be the ultimate red flag. I don't care if a white lady is with a black guy and she's just saying, I want to have a baby. But you keep pointing out the fact that you want a black baby, that is like... Bro, that is like the ultimate red flag. And niggas really be falling for it, bro. Niggas be thinking with their dick too much, man.
Really wants sex. This is where Gabby claims in her lawsuit that a shift happened in their
relationship. Not even all that!
About other women, but still insisted they were exclusive. She claims he manipulated her, flipping between charm and aggression to get what he wanted. Around summer of 2024, Gabby claims there was a violent, aggressive, and controlling nature
I'll move my
Shannon
camera, y'all,
because
Patrick keep putting shit on that side, so I'll move my camera to this side, bro. I'll move my cam here, man.
She describes multiple instances where he had his way with her without her explicit consent, then controlling her life, demanding where she needed to be and when. He accused her of disrespecting him, wasting his time, and warned that if she wanted to be with the Shannon Sharpe, she would have to learn obedience. Over the next year and a half, Plaintiff saw Sharpe at his house as often as 4 times a week. Sharpe continued to treat her like an object. He continued to control her, not just physically, but emotionally and psychologically. Gabby started sending her friends her location for her safety, and when Shannon noticed, he allegedly grabbed her by the neck and told her, if you ever do that again, I will effing kill you. However, text messages revealed from Shannon's team that correspond to this timeline have Gabby allegedly saying, I want to be abused, daddy, and also sent another BDSM photo and said, I want you to tie me up like this and abuse me, daddy. Crazy. Shannon moved to Las Vegas. Gabby also decided to move to Las Vegas, which some people thought was strange if she claimed that she was afraid of him, but then moved to the exact same city. She says this is when the abuse got much worse, specifically around the time.
So the abuse got much worse, but you still moved there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bro.
That Shannon accidentally went live on Instagram during a sexual encounter with a different woman. In September of 2024, Shannon Sharpe accidentally broadcasted an intimate moment with a woman. Thousands of viewers tuned in to an unexpected Instagram live that featured audio of Shannon having intercourse with an unidentified woman. The screen indicates that the phone was just kind of resting on a table or on the bed, but the audio of Shannon breathing heavily and dirty talking was enough to tell what was going on. Also, what made this a little confusing was he mentioned the woman's name in this IG live. He said Michelle, but it was not the same Michelle that filed the restraining order in 2010.
Definitely not. No
the moment
way.
was extremely viral, with most people just making fun of Uncle Shannon. And at first, Sharpe tried to claim his account had been hacked. However, he called ESPN to tell them the truth. My phone wasn't hacked.
That's
it wasn't
tough.
a prank. It was me being a healthy, active male. He later came clean on the Nightcap podcast, admitting the whole thing was an honest mistake.
I'm extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio couldn't be heard. And I'm extremely disappointed in myself. 5 minutes before I came on, phone rings. It's Cat Williams. So I said, yeah, bro, what's up? The first thing out of his mouth, guess what he said, Ocho? You ain't gay today?
You ain't gay today? It's crazy, gang. I ain't gonna lie.
Gabby was extremely upset with the situation. When I'm 152 pounds, but you can't touch me because you cheated on me on Instagram Live. I'm gonna be 180 soon, and you're still not gonna be able to touch me. I bet you regret your actions right about now. These text messages make it seem like Gabby thought they were exclusively in a relationship. Shannon did not give a formal reply in texts. Gabby then said, "When you give me a formal apology for cheating on me on Instagram Live and multiple other times, then we can talk." She writes, "Formal apology," in all caps. Shannon replies, "I've said sorry, Gabby." However, this is where things start to look really bad for Shannon. In her lawsuit on October 6, 2024, she says he confronted her at a gym in Nevada, visibly angry, and threatened her, "Sit the F down or I'm going to you," he reportedly said. When she tried to walk away, he told her she didn't have a choice. She told him clearly that she didn't want to speak, didn't want to be alone with him, and didn't want him coming to her home. Despite that, she says he forced her into his car and brought her back to her apartment. Once inside, he allegedly ignored her attempts to keep the conversation.
Bro, I'm sorry. Nobody can force you in a car, bro. I'm not believing shit like that, bro. There's always fucking a door, bro. There's always a door, bro. There's a door right next to you, bro. If you would have said tied up in the car, okay, that's different. But forcing you in the car and you stayed in it is not, bro. I'm not falling for shit like that, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm not going.
The living room. He insisted on going to the bedroom. She said no, but he wouldn't listen. That's where she says he SA'd her, ignoring her tears and pleas. At one point, he reportedly said, "You've disrespected me so much. I'm going to punish this a-hole. I'm going to make it so no man will want you again." She says he R-worded her while she sobbed, and during the assault, he told her the experience gave him chills. Now, the next text messages Shannon released weren't until December 26th, almost 3 months after this alleged assault. We don't know how much or if any communication was had in between them. Gabby says, "I'm not answering your calls until you say sorry, Shannon." She says, "All you say is I'm sorry, but you never say what you are sorry for. How are you gonna make it right?" She continues, "So I would appreciate if you could do that because you really hurt me." She continuously makes it clear that she wants an apology, to which Shannon...
to me, reading this sounds like she still wants him to apologize for cheating on her. It definitely don't sound like she wants him to apologize for SAing her. Just being honest, y'all. Just off of reading this.
Replies, "Gabby, I'm not going through this again. Stop playing childish games." Now, we don't know if Gabby was demanding an apology for this assault that she said happened or something else, because this was 3 months later. But then things get even more strange when
they definitely have had phone calls
comes around. Shannon texted her and said, "Happy New Year, Gabby. Can't wait to see what 2025 has in store for us." Gabby replies, "Give me $50,000 and I will let you come over to the house," and then sends him.
Okay, so off of this, the way everything, I'm glad, bro. Shout out to Patrick, bro, because the way everything's being set up, I can kind of come to a census now. What I feel like happened with the Shannon Sharpe and Gabby situation, you know, they had a relationship when she was fucking 19. Shannon Sharpe, you were a nasty dog. You're a dirty nigga. You're a fuck nigga for that. Nigga, you an old ass nigga fucking on a 19-year-old. Nigga, what's wrong with you? But they were in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And he most definitely probably cheated on her with numerous of females. Probably not just the Michelle that he was fucking on Instagram Live talking about some, my Michelle. Nah, not just her. He was probably, you know what I'm saying, got caught cheating, which you see in this text message right here. Now you're with Michelle. You know what I'm saying? He got caught cheating with Michelle. Him and Gabby probably barely talked after he got caught, and she was telling him to give her that formal apology. They barely probably talked. You know what I'm saying? And you see this is in January now of this year. For him to get back in like her life and probably get to fuck her and shit like that, now she's starting to use him for money. Or not use him necessarily, but like he can't get nothing from, no, she is using him. He can't get nothing from her without paying. Nothing. Now she's actually treating you like a fan. And he's falling for it. He's falling for it because he just want to crack her. He just want to fuck. But that's genuine what I feel like has happened. I think she got so mad about what has happened that he cheated on her and embarrassed her that now she's exploiting him now. She's trying to get that lawsuit. Because like I said, I don't even think she want to put this nigga in jail. It's just crazy.
Her PayPal link. He said, "I don't have Cash Apps." She said, "Then what do you have?" And he says, "I have 10K cash." Gabby replies, "Send me a picture or FaceTime me with it." It seems like Shannon did not oblige to her orders, so she texted again. "What's taking so long? You either have the cash to show me right now."
Oh, yeah, I'll be right back, y'all. I'll be right back. All right, we back, chat. We back. I'm probably going to move my cam back, though. They probably not needing this shit no more. It's straight. I'll just put it over here.
Or you're with Michelle. Which one is it, Shannon? She sends another message with a picture of her naked. "I know you miss this big, juicy..." $25K for each cheek.
$25K a cheek is crazy.
But they did see each other within 24 hours of this message.
He definitely paid that shit.
On January 2nd, 2025, Shannon told her he wanted to see her and remind her about a promised Christmas and birthday gift. Eventually, she agreed to let him visit her apartment, but once he arrived, things quickly turned. He began undressing and she asked him to wear a condom, hoping it might stop what was happening. According to her, Shannon refused. The more she begged him to stop or use protection, the more aggressive he became. She says he forced himself on her again, ignoring her pleas the entire time. The last text messages that were released are from that January 2nd, 2025 night, which was the night of the alleged assault. Gabby said, "I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not to put it in my A, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon."
What he respond to this with?
Process this. In response to the lawsuit, Shannon...
Nah, we need Shannon's response to that. What was his response? Now, if he didn't text nothing, okay. Then we got to see when they called after that. But what was his response after she texted that? What was his response? Because that's all the evidence we need. The fuck?
Sharpe publicly denied all allegations through a statement released by his attorney. Mr. Sharpe categorically denies all allegations of coercion or misconduct, the statement read. His lawyer, Lanny J. Davis, went further, calling the lawsuit full of lies, distortions, and misrepresentations, and claimed it would not hold up in court. Shannon's lawyer wrote, "These messages are just a sampling of a broader pattern of graphic sexual communications initiated by the plaintiff." Davis said, "The evidence paints a clear picture. This was a consensual, adult relationship that included role-playing, language, and fantasy scenarios explicitly requested by the plaintiff." Shannon also made another public announcement denying all accusations, but instead of typing it himself, it seems like he screenshotted a text message that was sent to him, indicating that it was someone else who wrote the response. It seemed like no matter how Shannon responded, it didn't exactly make him look better. And although the text messages that he released do provide a little more context, they don't exactly make him look better either. It does seem that they had a consensual relationship before the initial October 6th, 2024 assault, but the lawsuit mostly focuses on the fact that their dynamic changed after the IG Live leak in September of 2024, which Gabby deemed as Shannon cheating on her. Honestly, Shannon's text messages that he released kinda help her narrative, because what we have, according to the text messages that he released, are seemingly a consensual back and forth for about a year and a half, up until the IG Live leak, which is where everything changed. That's also pretty much what Gabby said in the lawsuit. And that October 6, 2024 date where she says there was a violent assault is really where everything changed. And again, the texts also kind of prove that. After all, just because a relationship was previously consensual doesn't mean it always is. Now, we don't know if Shannon cherry-picked text messages that make her look worse than him, or if they would actually go months without
I think
texting.
I said that at the beginning of my video too, like, context is everything. Just because that's your girl don't mean you can still technically grape her, even if, you know what I'm saying, that's your girl. If she's saying nah, you can't just still force that shit in. Like, that's still great, gang.
Because we went through almost all of the messages over the course of 2 years, which realistically were not that many texts, but we can only base our opinions on what was revealed. But knowing the dates of those text messages does kind of help, because if she claimed she feared for her life, then sent an erotic message after, that doesn't really make sense. For example, audio was released of her and Shannon's phone conversation, and without context or dates, it sounds horrible.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
What does that even mean?
You want to be a to me now, so.
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
Oh, no, that mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do.
You're coming to LA tomorrow.
See, and after watching this video, the context makes sense now. He probably is a choker. Pause. He probably do be choking women. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Just off of this video alone, bro. And the lawsuit from, what was it, 2010? He probably do be choking females, bro. But everything makes sense, because she is like, off of the way they're talking, this definitely gives like, after he got caught cheating, he's still trying to be in her life. Like I said, she's using him for his money, for him to even still crack any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, he talking about, you want to be a bitch to me now, or dick to me, whatever he said. Yeah. And she's talking about, don't manipulate me. Yeah. Cause it sounds like cause you fucked up and you still want to be in my life. You know what I'm saying? And you trying to play this card as if like I'm being mean to you. Bitch, you cheated on me. That's what it's giving, y'all. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Gabby.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look. Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what you did to me.
Dates are important here because if this was before summer of 2024, then some people believe this is just more dirty talk and role-playing now being taken out of context, especially the way he says big black guy chokes small white woman. It just seems like an ironic or non-intimidating way to describe that situation. Then again, some look at this as her clearly expressing multiple times that she does not want this, which should have been a signal for him to stop. But where everything does get weird is her demanding money around New Year's of 2025. By this point, she claims to have been assaulted seemingly countless times and is demanding to be paid for intercourse. This is what makes people think that this is a shakedown, and of course has been a basis of Shannon's legal defense. Then again, Shannon's defense made a horrible decision in revealing that they almost settled out of court before anyone knew about this situation. Sharpe's lawyer revealed that he had offered Gabby at least $10 million to—
You know what's my thing about settling outside of court? I get it, you just want to protect your brand. But at the end of the day, bro, if you know you didn't do some shit, bro, I don't give a fuck about my brand, bro. I could be the biggest YouTuber streamer on earth, bro. I could be on Kai Cenat level. If a girl comes out and said I did some shit, if I have the evidence to prove I did not do that shit, bro, I'm just putting it out, gang. I don't need to settle, bro. I don't need to. Settling low-key is a gift and a curse, bro. Because if you settle, honestly, it's more of a curse than a gift. Because even if you settle, bro, that shit can come out years later that you settled. You know what I'm saying? We just found out that Diddy settled with Cassie, but that wasn't supposed to come out. You know what I'm saying? So, settling, I just don't feel like it's even worth it at that point. But at the same time, bro, if you did that shit, I see why you trying to settle, bro.
Settle things privately.
$10 million to settle?
In public. According to his attorney, Gabriella initially seemed open to the deal, but then, without warning, walked away from our offer. Davis said it was a big surprise to us when suddenly this case was filed without any advanced warning. Many people questioned why Shannon would even offer a settlement that large if he was innocent. Now, legally, settling a lawsuit does not mean a person is admitting guilt. In fact,
it don't, but it definitely screams that you are. It don't, but it screams that you are. Because like I just said, it's to protect your image. But nigga, if I didn't do nothing, bro, I don't give a fuck about my image,
language
bro.
That explicitly states the parties are not admitting to any wrongdoing. For many, settling is a way to avoid the stress, time, and massive costs of going to trial. In high-profile cases like this one, it can also be a strategy to avoid media attention and protect reputations. For celebrities, sometimes settling just feels like the faster, cleaner option if they believe they did nothing wrong. But in the court of public
opinion, why the fuck would I want to pay you, though? If I didn't do nothing wrong, why am I just so you don't ruin? Like, no, bro, that's $10 million I'm giving you away. But bitch, that's 10 mil, 10 M's. No.
People strongly felt that Shannon essentially admitted guilt when he offered her $10 million. Then again, others questioned why Gabby did not take the $10 million. This is the girl that demanded $25K per cheek. Surely $10 million would have been plenty of money, right? And that's when conspiracies arose that potentially this is a much bigger attack on Shannon. Shannon was on the verge of signing a new podcast contract worth over $100 million.
Which he probably told her about.
Would have made him one of the highest paid personalities in sports media. It felt like the next big step in his career. Additionally, Gabby's legal representation is led by Tony Busby, who filed a lawsuit on behalf of a woman accusing Diddy of sexual assault, trafficking, and abuse. Additionally, in late 2024, Tony Busby filed a civil lawsuit on behalf of a woman identified as Jane Doe, accusing Jay-Z and Diddy of R-wording her at a 2000 MTV Video Music Awards after-party when she was 13 years old. Jay-Z vehemently denied the allegations, labeling them a blackmail attempt. In February of 2025, the lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, meaning it cannot be refiled. Subsequently, Jay-Z filed a defamation lawsuit against Jane Doe and Busby, alleging that the accusations were knowingly false and malicious, aimed at extorting him and causing significant harm to his reputation and business interests.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually...
Shannon low-key be having them tough-ass chains.
Releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all of you.
Many fans believe that a man who was not guilty would demand for an entire tape of his to be released, especially if it made him look bad. Busby told TMZ Sports that he and his client have zero plans right now to put the footage out to the media. The only reason you know about the existence of a video recording is that Mr. Sharpe specifically referenced it in his bullshit statement. Shannon has remained adamant that his relationship with Gabriella was purely a BDSM one, where the two would meet up for rough about once a week and nothing more. Shortly after the case went public, Sharpe announced his decision to temporarily leave ESPN. However, he still remains active working on his personal podcast that he owns. Now people are going back and analyzing Shannon's behavior on his shows, claiming that him being so open about his sexual proclivities, fetishes, and love for younger women on talk shows is an indication of guilt behind the scenes.
I broke with my girlfriend. This was years ago. This was probably like 20, 25 years ago.
Every time you tell a story, it's years ago. I'm thinking this might be recent.
This is 25 years ago. And my sister told my grandma, say, Granny, you know Shannon and such not going together. They're not together no more. But you know what it is? You know what my grandma said?
What'd she say?
She wasn't doing her nightly duties.
Ooh. Wait a minute.
That was my granny say. That what my granny say.
Wait, let me sit up because I want. Wait, let me get my notepad out. What a nightly duty so I can make sure.
You know what nightly duties are. Everybody that's watching this know what nightly duties are.
This one particular clip of Shannon losing control while discussing an OF model, seemingly out of nowhere, has been resurfaced.
You know who Sky Bree is, Ocho?
Sky Bree? Who that is, Coach?
Yeah. How I do it.
Hey, Sky. I mean, who is that? Help me out.
You know what I'm saying? She little something. She might be famous for the vertical activity that she's good at.
Shannon also once shut down his co-host recommendation for a woman that's religious, has strong values, and could bring balance to his life, but instead he said, "I'm looking for a sinner."
I'm looking for a sinner. I'm looking for a sinner. Send me Miss Nasty B. What her name was? The one that you
Nasty
with
B?
the umbrella?
Nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shannon, you need Jesus, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. You need Jesus. You need him. You need him bad. Because Shannon definitely is giving off one of those, I believe in Jesus, I follow God, but I don't actually. I'm just saying that to y'all. Who says that? You could have just respectfully said, nah, that's not my speed or something like that. I need a sinner. Alright, gang. Alright.
I'm looking for. I don't want nobody walking straight and narrow.
Oh, come on.
Nah, I want to
listen.
No matter whose side you are on, I think we can all agree that at the end of the day, Shannon had no business as a 57-year-old messing around with a 19 or 20-year-old. It is his actions that got him in this situation. Now, is he actually guilty of a crime? Well, now that you have the full context, you can make an informed decision on what you think happened. Otherwise,
yo, I ain't gonna lie. Even after this video, I still don't know. But there's so many like blank, you know what I mean, like missing parts of the story still, bro. I still want to know what was texted after she sent that text to Shannon, bro. What was sent? What did he send to her? We don't have nothing. I don't know, man. Shout out to Patrick CC for the informative video, though. Definitely a W video. Hopefully more news comes out about this, but Shannon, dog. I mean, Shannon's still gonna have his platform. But if it comes out that a lot of the shit that she's saying is true, bro, his career is going to start going downhill. For sure, bro. No cap.